Hi guys, I'm Megan Lane, the intuitive actress, and I wanted to have like a real chat with you today. I was really inspired by somebody else's video talking about self-esteem and accepting yourself as you are and all of that kind of self-love stuff. It is the new moon, I believe the 12th or the 13th, depending on where you are in the world, of October, and new moons are new beginnings. So I thought I'd kind of talk about new beginnings and how you see yourself, how you brand yourself. Using the word brand because a lot of people kind of are their companies or are the face of their company or what they're doing. It's getting more and more personal if you put yourself out there in that way as an entrepreneur, because I have a lot of clientele who are artists or entrepreneurs. If not, that's okay. We're just talking about you personally and how you are putting yourself out there to the world. But since I have a lot of actors, I'm going to talk a lot to the actor set or the creative set. I have really had a rough time since I moved to LA with self-esteem. It's just the culture here. I came in with a pretty strong sense of self, and I am a firecracker when it comes to other people defining me. I don't like other people defining me if I don't agree with what is being said. My mom was a counselor for 19 years. My dad was a sociology teacher, amongst other things, other kinds of teaching, and he's ordained as well. So I learned from amazing teachers that when people define you, try to define you and tell you who you are, you either say, yeah, okay, that's true, thank you, or you say, no, that's not true, and you have to define yourself. I mean this in life, because if you don't define yourself and tell people who you are, decide who you are, get clear on who you are, I'm not saying don't take any feedback ever, but I'm saying if you let other people define you and you're not defining yourself, you can get painted into a corner in your life. You might start believing lies as truth, and that can be very, very painful. So if you grew up in a really conservative place and you are a really creative person, you might be told you're crazy if you're innovative, or you have interesting ideas, or if you're an entrepreneur doing something your family's never done, or if you want to go on to a higher educational level than your family's ever done before. That doesn't mean you're wrong or that you can't. People love to discourage other people and put their own fears or project their own fears onto people. I had this problem with, I'll tell you a story. I was at not a branding thing, but I was at a panel for entertainment industry stuff. And a friend of mine who's a marketing expert for actors, whom I adore, I love her, she said to me, when I got new headshots taken, I was very, very, very deliberate about how I wanted to market myself as an actor based on how I see myself, how I see my soul, and the kind of roles I want to play. And I talked with a creative director who actually used to be a show developer, who was my neighbor, and she has a great eye for this stuff. And she helped me to develop 3 types that I wanted to shoot. I loved the way the shoot turned out. I shot with Michael Roud, who's one of the best, if not the best, headshots photographer in Los Angeles, in my opinion. I adore him, his personality and his photography. And I loved the way it turned out. Anyway, she held up my some of my shots, and she didn't really say, I don't think this is your brand. She said, this isn't your brand. And I was furious at the moment. I kind of snapped back at her. I'm like, yes, it is. Because she sees me one way. And I explained to her, I'm like, you see me as quirky, funny girl next door. Not everybody sees me that way. Some people see me as a stronger leading lady. Some people see me as more of a badass. Some people see me as like the classic girly girl, like period roles type thing. So I shot all 3. I said, I have all these cards with all these different headshots on the back. I said, you're the only one that picks the one that you like. You're the only one who picks that one. You're the only one who sees me that way all day today. So my point is, if you listen to other people, if you listen to the crowd, you can't pitch. If you listen to other people tell you who you are, you get put in this tiny little box. People are multifaceted. People have lots of sides of their personality. They have lots of pieces of them that may not all be in a really, normal bubble, including when you're writing characters. If you're a writer, characters are complicated. People are complicated. They're layered. Somebody may be an extrovert but may be depressed and need time alone. people don't always act in a typical way or just have a few interests that all mesh together. Somebody could be a kindergarten teacher by day and a burlesque dancer by night. You never know. So my point is, you have to own who you are and get really clear on who you are and who you want to be, and not let other people tell you who you are, who you ought to be, and how to market yourself, or who you need to be in the world. If you're not clear, you will get bullied. You will get tossed around, and you won't know who you are anymore. You will lose your identity in some way. This can even happen in relationships. It's important to develop a strong sense of self and to love yourself for who you are now. That can change. People evolve. So the reason I brought that up and got kind of heated about it is because people are constantly telling you what you need to be and where you fall short and where you're good and, what your value is. And you need to know your own value. You need to get acquainted with yourself. And if you're angry or feeling inadequate or feeling sad about something, you need to evaluate that too. Figure out where that belief came from and if it's true or not and how to shift it. Because we hold on to so much baggage when we're not clear about, is this true or not? Where'd this belief come from and how do I shift it? Some of them are true. Some things do need to get changed. But we need to love ourselves as we are and know who we are in the moment. So that is it. I'll get off of my soapbox now. I just wanted to share that with you guys. And you get to decide who you are. Nobody else gets to decide who you are for you unless you let them. So that's it. I hope you guys have a wonderful October. Happy new moon. Jump into that new beginning. Set some intentions. It's a great idea to set down some miniature goals. Tick them off. But set them down on the way you can actually cross them off the list, not in an abstract someday sort of a way. So you're taking action steps, not just making vision boards. Although I love them both. All right, guys. Talk to you next time. Bye.